and welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the very first edition of the Ursasaurus Cup #1. I'm of course your ZvT. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, the people in the chat. The bracket is live. The bracket is stacked, full of 80 plus participants. It's huge. It's massive. It's a stacked bracket, and welcome one and all to the very first edition of this event. It is a replacement ESL Open Cup Americas, papi. Here we go, and we are jumping into our first series of the night. Spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the Costa Rican Zerg player, the Red Zerg. Oh, the Red Zerg player. No. Oh god, we're hopefully we're okay. We have the Red Zerg representing Team License to Kill. I was very concerned for my own well-being. With I was concerned we had disconnected. It is EON. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the Green Terran player. It is Duck. Rolling random. Quack. Quack, papi, quack. But bienvenidos, papi, bienvenidos, everyone, one and all. A shout out to Ursa and a shout out to Stegosaurus for sponsoring and hosting this event. Of course, I've joined forces. And what do you get when you cross a Stegosaurus and an Ursa? An Ursasaurus, papi. It's like a furry Stegosaurus. So yeah, great to see two passionate people, of course, coming together and bringing together this event. Shout out to Dave Testa, Chicken Man, and all the other community figures that have made this event possible, organizing, adminning, running the event, and opening it up to the community as well. If you're in the chat, you know what time it is, papi. It is time to get your gamba going, as predictions are going to be open for the first series, and hopefully every series thereafter. Hopefully I don't forget. Sometimes I do. Call me out. Call me out if I do forget. Now we are settling in. A shout out to those people in the chat. Shout out to, I see Squirrel Fund. I see Maestro Slow. Papi. Oh my god. Still here in the chat. Psycons as well. Jupiter SC2. Good to see you all. Hope you're all doing well. And again, welcome to the very first edition of this tournament of the Ursasaurus Cup. We hosted this Nation Tournament Hustle last week, but I mentioned before that we initially had the Monday time slot. We have moved to Sundays, and now Ursasaurus Cup has been sliding on into that Monday time slot instead. I mean, hey, double the weeklies, double the tournaments, better for all. And yeah, there's also a way to support the tournament as well if you wish via Matcherino. There is a Matcherino command in the chat if you do wish to support, to pledge, to help grow and boost the prize pool this week. Otherwise, we can settle in and focus on our matches. When it comes to the bracket itself, we'll go over the bracket after this series. It is a very large bracket. There's a lot to go over. I don't know if I even have time to go over every single match and all that is going on in the bracket, but we'll get there. We'll get there. As First Reaper does get across the map, we'll be threading the mineral line and does force out a spore, but outside of that, EON will defend. He does deflect. EON cutting corners here, skipped out on the lings. It was a hatch gas pool opener. No lings, only queens, and EON does defend. So getting away with a lot of greed here by skipping out on those lings. Behind this, third base is being taken. Meanwhile, we do have Duck across the map, just going for the racks into factory, into, I imagine, third TC. I imagine. We'll see if he does decide to be a little bit more aggressive. There it is. Okay, it's going to be a 1-1-1. Something you don't see too often nowadays is going to be a more aggressive, more assertive build here from our Terran player. And with this, we should be seeing some Hellion and Banshee aggression. I say that, there's still, there we go. The Adult Swap is a little bit delayed. Adult Swap is upon us. Meanwhile, EON is actually making quite a surge of lings here. You don't expect this many lings this early on. I'm curious what the plan is going to be here for EON, as we do see a third CC on the way. Not going to be a 2-base all-in. Okay. No 2-base all-in out of the Terran. Just being a little bit more aggressive initially, going for a more delayed third base instead. Meanwhile, EON going to be the one to really take a turn and rush into a lair. There's a very fast lair here from EON. This could be for drop lords into the main. This could be for a Nidus space all in for a Link Queen Nidus. Or it could even be for 2-base Muta as Lings. They do poke the front door here. They get eyes on the CC, trying to bust on through, but last they should not be able to. Their repairs are too good. And Duck holds. Duck does hold. We do see EON backing off. But again, this lair, where we headed? I see a lot of queens on the way, papi. Nidus, drop lords. What's it gonna be? I'm imagining Nidus, but we'll see kind of what we head towards here, as it's only 2 gases and no Overlord speed. If it was drop lords, we should be seeing Overlord speed alongside it as well. Meanwhile, we do have vision in the main base, in the main of Duck of the the green Terran player. Meanwhile, oh, it is going to be Cloak Banshees on the horizon here. We have Hellions amassing as well to move out across the map to wreak havoc. And interesting, okay, it's going to be a fast lair, not into a Nidus, into a Roach Warren. Interesting. I say that just because this does feel a little bit awkward here, as I mean, the lair is done and we're not quite making use of it. The Roach Warren could have been thrown down a little bit earlier as well. The Overlord has yet to dive in. Looks like EON is just playing things out a little bit safer. Meanwhile, the 1-1-1 turning into 2-port BC. Did I say 2-port? 3-port BC. My apologies. I didn't even notice the second starport being made in the main. And we are faking out Banshee play. I mean, kind of faking it out. One Banshee was made. Fusion Core is on the way. And Duck is spicing things up with massive BC. At least, my apologies. Sorry, I'm assuming it's BC, but we are researching Hyperflight Rotors as well. Meanwhile, there's a Dropalord. There we go. I was waiting for it. I was like, I'm pretty sure this Overlord looks like a Dropalord map. That's why I was bringing it up before. There we go. Dropalord into the main base. This is going to deal damage, not just that, but also scout across the map as well. Scout the main base and get eyes on everything that's going on. The nonsense that's ensuing here in the main as the dropper does come in. And EON will confirm there's the add-on swap for extra tech labs on these starports. Lings do flood in. And they will deny the armory, but they need a scout. They need a check. And they will. It should. Yeah, there we go. 2 starports are spotted. EON already has a piece of the puzzle. We'll get eyes on the researching, and there we go. It does confirm the 3rd starport and the fusion core as well. And that should trigger a Spire. There we go. Spores are being thrown down. We have 3 spores for each base. That is more ideal. Again, EON taking it very seriously, fully aware of just how much anti-air that's going to be. And EON initially responds with a Hydroden. Now, the reason why you would is a Hydroden finishes faster than a Spire. Spire takes a lot longer to complete. So when it comes to a fast reaction, and when it comes to a delayed reaction to what's going on, a Hydroden is a little bit faster, is a little bit better in that sense to get to anti-air as quickly as possible. As we can see, though, BCs are on the way, and against BCs, Hydras are not ideal. That's where Corruptors really come into play. Initially, though, the Banshees are spotted. Roaches, they ignore the Banshees, they go straight for the natural base. Again, EON has been amassing up quite an army already and is making full use of it. He's waddling into the main base. There's nothing to stop him. Banshees, they're trying their best, but the Roaches, they get into the Mineral Lines. SCVs are going down. They're being pulled away. The boys, they're trying to escape, but there's Roaches everywhere. The 3rd, the natural, the main base as well. Workers are going down. And this is becoming game-ending damage. Again, it was a very bold move to go into whatever the hell this is. To go into BC Banshee. But alas, it also means that there's nothing on the ground. There's nothing on the ground to support. There's nothing to help maintain the bases here of Duck, of the Terran. And as a result, everything's going to go down. BC teleports across the map in a moment of desperation. Is going to be teleporting into 3 spores. And Hydras are amassing. Queens in position. BC going to be zoned away. Hydras and Queens do respond. And EON, he will shut this down. It's only 1 BC. The Queen Hydra is good enough. And we're still making Banshees here. I mean, they are cheaper. They're faster to make. And again, we're in a bit of a desperation position here from the side of the Terran. Is on a 1 base economy. Essentially, 1 base economy here. It does have mules to help sustain himself. That is true. It does have a decent chunk of Banshees as well. But as the Banshees move out, here come the Hydras. And EON can commit to a base trade. Again, there are plenty of spores. There's 4 spores at the natural. There's 3 spores here at the 3rd base. There's 3 spores in the main as well. Like, EON should be fine. The gases can be threatened, but here comes the army. There's no detection though. Uh-oh. There is no detection. The Cloak Banshees, they're popping off. Oh, no, never mind. Here we go. Detection has arrived. Hydras, they can turn and fight. It will shut down the Banshees. And the Overseer is a little bit slow, but is able to at least keep up with the Hydras themselves. Oh my god, we shut down so many of the Banshees. 1 of them survives. And that was 6 of them going down. GG gets called, and EON will take game number 1. Whew. GG. That was a game. Oh my god. GG, well played. And with that, we do have EON taking the first win here, taking a lead here in the series. And we'll see if our Terran player can bounce back. I say our Terran, I should emphasize as well that he rolled random. He did roll random. Oh, that's not Valorious. Hold on. There we go. Did roll random, did land on Terran, and I'm sure he's going to roll random again, and we'll see what race they land on and what kind of build they go for. And here we go. We're going to be jumping into our next game. Oh. And, oh, apparently there's a bit of an extra prize money, or a bit of an extra prize being added to the event here tonight. Sorry, I didn't quite notice. Apparently, there are going to be two $25 awards for people who didn't win any prize money, but showed really fun or unique games. Oh, okay. There you go. Okay. Makes sense. And here we go. Spawning in the top left-hand corner of a side delta, we have our red Zerg player from the land of Costa Rica, representing Team License to Kill, LTK, leading the series 1-0. It is EON. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the green, now Protoss member. He was a random player, did roll Protoss. It is Duck. Quack, quacky, quack. As we are going to be settling in, EON going gas first. Ooh, gas pool opener into a hatchery, so much more aggressive start here for EON. This can lead into a roach rush, this can lead into a bane bust. Aggression is on the table from the side of the Zerg player. And yeah, so again, just to reiterate, because I just found out, we'll also try to set things up. But yeah, apparently there is going to be a bonus prize for most entertaining game that doesn't make it into the top 4, as I believe top 4 do get paid out. So let me just double check. Yeah, top 4 do get paid out, but there is going to be a bonus prize. So that is exciting stuff, exciting things to hear. It does mean that players are incentivized to ape it up a little bit more because you know, entertaining game usually means some kind of wild play. And I mean, Duck did go for a tented 3-port BC, which is fun, which is exciting. But what I will say is that he didn't get there, right? He had 3 starports, 3 tech labs, but only made 1 BC. He didn't reach his final form, so I would say good effort, but didn't quite get there in the end. We'll see what he's got this time, as Lings are moving out across the map, and there's nothing here. There was no probe scout. No probe scout. Lings have arrived, and the game may just end. Without a probe scout, we didn't know to wall off and make a zealot first. The pylon goes down, boys are being pulled, adept is denied. Ooh, and Duck is getting punished real hard for the lack of worker scouts. The Lings are doing a lot of damage already here. They deny and they delay warp gauge. The adept pylons are being rebuilt, and Duck will survive this, but this is some critical damage early on. No. That was 4 probe kills. Duck can go back to mining, of course. Meanwhile, behind this, we spoke earlier. Remember, the fast gas geyser leads into fast link speed, into, I imagine, a link flood. That is also a lair as well. I'm curious. It's gonna be for drop lords, right? It has to be for drop lords. Right into the main base. The lair is almost done. Show us the dropper lords, Pappy. I mean, there might be a full wall here at the natural. The wall is looking quite sturdy, but I'm pretty sure the plan is to bypass that wall. We'll see, as the Lings have arrived, and we should be able to wall off behind this. We should be able. Oh my god. We might not need to. Okay, so it's gonna be the Nidus. Never mind, it's the other one. Not a drop lord, Nidus instead. Regardless of weight, we don't need it. We're already in. We're already in, Bappy. The Lings, they flood into the natural. Boys are being pulled, and EON is gonna be all over this, focusing down the pylons as well. One adept does spawn in just in time. The pylon, will crumble though. Both pylons will. Links from here, they can flood into the main. The Overlord is in position for that Nidus. Nidus is about to finish. The Queens are getting ready to jump in as well. The aggression does not end, does not stop. There we go, Nidus into the main base, and it is barely out of vision. Duck doesn't see, Duck doesn't know. Yeah, and GG gets caught, Lings a flood on in, and EON will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations, EON will claim the series, will advance on. My condolences to Duck, my condolences to our random player here, but GG, well played nonetheless. Again, game 2 was unfortunate. It was just no probe scout. No probe scout and no wall. Things went from bad to worse. But game 1 was more back and forth. You know, game 1 had more potential with the nonsense of the triple starport, fusion core, BC, mass banshee. Had a lot of potential, definitely. Regardless, GG, well played. Congratulations to EON as he does advance on, and I will very quickly set up the logos mod.